YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here. Mr. Soul Invictus himself has sent me some replays from the Use It Lose It tournament finales, where it looks like he's playing Wolf Ulda. And this game's going to be him as the Ardiaei versus Ulda as Royal Scythia. Should be interesting. Ardiaei is like all armor, all shields, and then Royal Scythia, all mobility, and lots of arrows. So this should be interesting. Lots of arrows and lances. Ardiaei army, you got lots of hoplites, armored hoplites, the Ardiaei, crap, if I can remember what those guys are. They're like the Thurios. I'll have to see their exact name. Man, that's how out of touch I am with Rome 2 right now. Looks like he's got one armored, man, I can't remember, the Amazon, and then 3 of the regulars. Armored Lancers. His general is one of the heavy horse archers. Let's check this out. I can't remember all the names. Crap, I feel so stupid. I haven't played Rome too much. Royal Horse Archers. Alright, Scythian noble women. And then we've got 4 of the Amazonian riders. So lots of long range here for Royal Scythia. And we've got this Scythian Royal Horse. It does have Draco. That's big for taking away a bonus versus large. Steppe Noble Lancers there. 2 more Scythian Royal Horse. 4 in total, so 4 units that can use Draco to take away some of the armor, and there's a Steppe Armored Lancer way in the back. And look at this, 3 Tarentine Cavalry hidden. Not a completely wide open map for the Steppe faction here. Let's see the deployment of the Ardiaei. Illyrian Thurio Spears, that's the name I was looking for. I like Illyrian Thurio Spears than the Illyrian Marines, both very cool units. So yeah, there's the 4 Illyrian Thurios kind of mixed around. Mercenary Peltist, interesting pick rather than Slingers. Peltist. Maybe just trying to use their shield to absorb some of the fire here, because they have decent armor and shield for a skirmish unit. Maybe just trying to use them to absorb a little bit of damage, and if they live, they get to throw their javelins at the horses later. Very well could be. Let's check out the main line here. Illyrian Hoplites, an Illyrian Noble Hoplite General, and then we've got several more Illyrian, like it's a mix, I think 2 Nobles in the middle and then 2 standard Hoplites on the flanks. Just kind of see how this plays out. This is going to be a long game. You don't come as the Royal Scythians here and not take your time when you have this kind of missile advantage. So you can see the horse archers here putting their fire in, but you can see them stuck in the shields here. The Peltists are going to be somewhat resistant to this fire. Here comes the Tarentine Cavalry pushing out early. Interesting that they push out this quickly. Maybe he knew they were there or was knowing they were going to get caught, found out eventually. Let's kind of watch how this plays out, see the skirmish game. I'm going to fast forward for just a little bit. Tarentine Cav pushing over here. It looks like the Tarentine Cav just being used to kind of not just let the horse archers fire indefinitely, but maybe being used as a little bit of a nuisance there, just so that the player with the horse archers can't just stop thinking altogether. Now look at this, Tarentine Cav actually got forward. I don't know if they got a volley off. They're going to pull back. They don't want to get hit by all that horse archer fire. Look at the Royal Horse Archers here, where the Royal Scythian General resides. Let's see if we can find him. I believe he's this character there. No. I haven't spotted him yet. That's him right there then, I think, in the little blue getup maybe. I don't know. He's one of those guys. I can't spot him because he's moving around. So the Royal Horse Archers pushing around up here too. Why are they getting this close to the Peltist? Are they trying to bait shots out of the Peltist? Maybe. Kind of riding around on the edge of his range trying to bait some shots out of the Peltist. I wonder why you do that with your general though. Tarentine Cav's going to push up and get a javelin volley off, but it's not going to do much because they had to throw it from the very edge of their range. They're going to have to get the heck away from these Lancers. Here comes the Thurio, or the Illyrian Thurio is going to push back a little, so a lot of cat and mouse right now. This is to be expected. Steppe factions have to play this patient. Ooh, the charge speed coming in. The Lancers just go for it, and they catch both units. They get an absurd number of kills off the charge there. Going to be backed up by Illyrian Hoplites here, but that was a pretty nice trade for Royal Scythia. Taking an Illyrian Thurio Spear off the field. Now this is where the Tarentine Cavalry can actually kind of be nice. It can keep the Scythian player from just chasing this shattered unit and taking it off the field altogether, because they have to be concerned about the threat of this Tarentine Cavalry. That was a beautiful charge earlier from this unit. We lost a decent number of horsemen, but traded 56 kills for 12 losses. Ooh, that time it's not going to be such a good engagement. Depends on if the Tarentine Cav get any javelins into it, but the Tarentine Cavalry chasing, really wanting to get a few kills on this unit. So the Tarentine Cav is all in, and it's going to help stop this Scythian Royal Horse. The Scythian Royal Horse could pop Draco here, though, and take away most of the bonus versus, all of the bonus versus large on the Illyrian Hoplites. It looks like it's going to save it. They lost 4 cavalry because of it. 20 kills on the Mercenary Tarentine Cav, that's kind of surprising. And look, they're going to get into this Amazonian Rider. So a nice play here by Sol Invictus, being able to get into these Amazonians. The Tarentine Cavalry is a little bit heavier. It definitely caused some damage there. That was worthwhile. Every rider that Sol brings down they lose their quiver of arrows, basically. If they still have arrows left, when they die, it goes with them. Quite a lot of damage being done here, though. I believe we're in heavy shot for the Scythians. And we're looking at considerable casualties inflicted. 35 casualties there, or 35 kills, 43 kills. These ones, those Amazonians not even skirmishing at the moment. Oh, and I missed another charge back here. These Tarentine Cavalry being destroyed by the Steppe Noble Lancers. No losses there by the Noble Lancers, getting away from a Mercenary Axe Warrior and a Mercenary Tarentine Cavalry. So very patient play so far from the Royal Scythian player. Doing his best to break apart the Illyrian defense. Now here a micro mistake. These Scythian Amazonian riders get leveled by an Illyrian Thurio Spear, so that's a huge loss. Look at these Peltas pushing out that far. You can see the respectful distance kept here by the Scythian player, not wanting to be drawn into that engagement. That was a great play by these Thurio Spears. Did they just get another javelin toss? They did. Now they're getting javelin tosses into the Royal Horse Archers. This Thurio Spear just being incredibly annoying. 38 kills against cavalry. Oh, now look at this. They're over here. Scythian Royal Horse catching these Axe Warriors. Not sure why they popped Draco there. Ooh, cavalry counter tactics on the Thurio Spears. Only 58 kills on that Steppe Noble Lancer. That's probably not quite enough. It's going to have to trade more efficiently than that. But these Axe Warriors will be killed. And they got 22 kills, though. Probably a javelin toss. So I'm not sure if this trade is efficient enough for Royal Scythia. That's interesting, just leaving this Steppe Armored Lancer all the way back there. I would think that you would want it to do some of this work rather than your best horseman right off the bat. I wonder if he broke the rules with this pick or something and then just left it back here, or if it's by choice. I don't know. Royal Horse Archers better keep a respectful distance from those Thurio Spears if they still have javelins. So the Scythian player now working on a bit of a surround. Tarentine Cavalry coming forward. They're under fire by the Scythian Amazonian riders. Those Amazonian riders have to be safe to stay away from. Look at that, Thurio Spears coming in, trying to put a toss on these Steppe Noble Lancers. So very nice cat and mouse games here. These retreating Axe Warriors being run down by the Amazonian riders. That's a nice play. Get you a few extra kills, save you a little bit of ammo, and take this unit off the battlefield for good. Ooh, got a charge here. The Amazonian riders being thrown in. Probably because they were so depleted, maybe? Look at that. 58 kills on the Scythian Royal Horse. And then another 2 more Scythian Royal Horse just kind of sitting back here at the moment. Again, this is very patient play on the part of the Scythian. And when you bring a Steppe faction, that's what's required. There's a trample charge, or no, battle rhythm coming in on this unit, charging the Illyrian Hoplites, then trying to retreat. Not sure if they got a ton of kills out of that because of the weird charge angle. And then being chased by the Tarentine Cav on the way out may not... Oh, yeah, the Tarentine Cavalry here going to catch up to the General. And if the General retreats, it's going to take losses retreating from the measly Tarentine Cavalry, but then it's also keeping these units within the range of these Illyrian Hoplites. So the Tarentine Cavalry here actually being incredibly annoying because it's making these steppe lancers get stuck here, basically, and engaged by the spears. Scythian Royal Horse over here, heading straight into an Illyrian Thurio Spear. No cavalry counter tactics on the Illyrian Thurio Spear. May not have been ready. Nope, there it goes. So just not popped in time. But they're attacked in the rear by 2 cavalry units, but let's see if they start getting any kills with that 60 bonus versus large. They do. They do indeed. Look at that. Tearing apart what was left of that Steppe Noble Lancer. Now racking up some pretty substantial kills because of that cavalry counter tactics. They got 10 or 12 cavalry kills there when it looked like they were done for. Illyrian Hoplite chasing here and maybe trying to get back to its own lines. Tarentine Cavalry just continuing to be annoying. Pretty patient play by the Ardiaei here too. What's this Illyrian Thurio Spear doing way back here? That's kind of odd. I wonder if the replay is glitched. Okay, let's see what's happening here. So the Tarentine Cavalry pushing forward, trying to be annoying, and Illyrian Hoplite pushing forward over here too. What do we got here? Illyrian Hoplite fighting the Noble Lancers. Wow, these fights, man, they take so much more patience and time than I have. No, this was not a glitch. It's interesting. I wonder what those units were doing back there. Lancer thinking twice about charging into the Illyrian Hoplites. I'm not really sure why. They're pretty vulnerable out here. But if you can't finish him, when he pulls away, he'll take a little bit of damage. Almost wonder if it would have been worthwhile to stay in... Well, no, because there's this Illyrian Thurio Spear nearby. 60 kills, by the way. It's pretty impressive. Look at this Royal Horse over here in the woods. Being sneaky, sneaky. Alright, here comes another charge. Let's watch this. These few Hoplites try to stand their ground against the heavy Lancers. It is not going to happen. And then a charge over into the Thurios. Oh, look at that. The cavalry counter tactics popped there. But I think they got knocked over, so I don't think it'll be effective. Looks like the Hoplites are trying to tank out some of the missile fire. That's probably not a bad idea. These guys have 105 armor and probably a pretty solid block chance. Yeah, Draco being dropped here. Cavalry counter tactics will be over soon. Peltist being thrown in now too. I don't know if that was intentional, if these Royal Horse were trying to get to the Peltist. They have 105 kills, but their unit's now half gone. You got to get a lot of kills with your cavalry. Draco being used on all these units over here, very helpful. Taking away the bonus versus large for the most part on these Illyrian Hoplites. Draco hit some of these units over here too. So a bit of a charge from these Lancers, but now kind of a discombobulated retreat. So I kind of feel like that slowly Sol is, yeah, and you can see the power bar down here. Sol Invictus is kind of slowly gaining control of this battle. The skirmishers will be running dry on ammo for the Scythians, and their melee cavalry is getting a decent number of kills, but it's just not going to be trading enough. Look, here comes Draco again from the Scythian Royal Horse. Just, I mean, disrupts really well over here, but there's not a follow-up at the moment. Like, as all these units are disrupted, where's the follow-up units? They're not here. It almost kind of seems like you'd have to come in, hit, and then try and create an opportunity to quickly rout enemy infantry, which is not easy to do with heavily armored, high morale Hoplites. It's really not easily done. Amazonians being thrown into melee combat here. 160 kills on these Steppe Noble Lancers. That may have been worthwhile, depending on what they killed. Here comes another Scythian Royal Horse looking at the front lines of this army. Not a lot of bracing going on here for the Ardiaei. Surely these guys are going to use Draco as they get in here too. They need to, because there's a lot. Yep, okay, that's going to take away a lot of the anti-large, but this Illyrian Thurios could still use cavalry counter tactics. They did not, though. And it looks like, okay, now Draco coming over here. So these Illyrian Noble Hoplite is going to get sandwiched in between two units. But again, the armor and health of these units is going to be quite good. Very resilient. So you're not going to do any one-hit knockouts on a unit like that. More of the Scythian Royal Horse over here. Cycle charging. Trying to cycle charge the Ardiaei into an Oblivion. Another hit from the Scythian Royal Horse here. Look at that, though. The Illyrian Thurios in the background throwing their javelins. This is just a difficult fight for Scythia at this point. They're making the best game of it they can, I think, at this point. But like I said, just so many spears. The balance of power very much in the favor of Soul. Now, that could just be by the numbers, because you always have so few numbers when you play as a step faction. That's interesting. Not throwing javelins on Thurio spears until now, after they've started their retreat. These Noble Hoplites are getting hammered by Cavalry, and they're surviving it pretty well. Just ping-ponging his way around with the Scythian Royal Horse and the Lancers, trying to destroy the Noble Hoplites. The Noble Hoplites are going to keep all these units in the fight for longer, too, because their Encourage ability. And still pushing forward for the Ardiaei. Look at that, the Thurio spears firing. Yeah, the Horse Archers must be out of ammo because they're charging in, and it is not going to do much to all these spear units. The Horse Archers are going to get cut down pretty badly. So let's watch some of these fights as the Ardiaei try and finish up the Scythians. Rome 2 is a cool looking game. It was a lot of fun. I wish there was a few things they changed about it, but it had the right aesthetic in many ways. Maybe not perfect, but it was pretty good. Yeah, I just don't see how the Scythians pull this off. Not with all the spears. The Draco was helpful, but I just don't, yeah, I don't see how it overcomes the armor of the Illyrians. And armor is a good choice, I think, against the step factions. It gives these units a lot more protection against all the charge damage, and then also the missile damage. Just makes them a lot more survivable. You can see now that the balance of power is so poor that the Scythians are going to chain route. So, nice game. Nice game. Wolfolda playing a pretty patient game there. Wasn't able to pull it off in the end. Soul Invictus going to take away the win there. And just take a look at key units on both sides. 160 kills on this Lancer. That's not bad. That really isn't. Again, depends on what they got a hold of, but they picked up a Chevron, so it must not have been bad. But I think the Tarentine Cavalry here actually ended up being very annoying. In the sense that it was constantly chasing units from Royal Scythia and just forcing Scythia to micro a little bit more than if they hadn't brought any cavalry at all, because then it would have been a lot easier to kind of walk your way around the Ardiaei army. So probably not a bad choice, because this really discouraged the Royal Scythian player, it seems like, from wanting to completely surround Soul. Plus there was the woods back there too, so the positioning ended up working out good for him. Look at this, 92 kills on these Noble Hoplites here, because they killed so many high-level cavalry. They got two chevrons off of him too. Hey, appreciate him Soul sending in this battle. There's more from him. We'll check out the rest of the finals from this Use It, Lose It. I'll be back with more over time. HeirofCarthage signing out now. I will see you all soon.